ready.
Go for it, Travis.
All right. Welcome to the Operation Game Night Podcast, episode 14. We have a good show for you today. With me, as always, is my co-host, Jared Erickson. How you doing, Jared?
Whoa, 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 whoa. What it do? What it do? I don't know if you can tell, but I am also joined by Mr. Herpy Derp. I'd like to thank Joel Sherritt and the Air Force Wrestling team for giving me herpes. And that's who's joining me today on my lower lip. So
Welcome.
Great.
Welcome, Herpes.
Good start
it's
to
the
this family-friendly
look.
podcast.
Look, it's the good kind of herpes, okay? It's never mind. You guys need to kick me off this podcast. I'm also the reason why we're starting 26 minutes late, so I'd like to apologize for that as well.
But I would like to give you credit for leaving your brunch early in an attempt to be here less late. So thank you for that.
Yeah, there'll be in about 25 minutes. You'll hear a rumble and a brumble, and that's when Gemma and Adri will get back from the brunch. So I apologize ahead of time for that as well.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, brunch boy. And good old sack lunch himself is Clay Gable. How you doing, Clay?
I'm doing good. I do not have a sack lunch on me, but I intend to enjoy some buffalo wings while I watch the Pittsburgh Steelers take down the Ravens right after this recording. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
It's going to be a good game.
So, and Travis, I just wanted to say, welcome to you. I feel like you always welcome us, and we've never given you a proper intro. Welcome to the man, the brains behind the operation, Mr. Travis Smith. How are you doing today?
Well, thank you. I am proud to be herpes free. And if you wanna look at our beautiful faces this week, we actually should have the video up and running on YouTube. So you can listen to us on your favorite podcasting app, or you can find us on YouTube. And you can listen to my family in the background because I have parents in town, babies, dogs. Everyone is here in this house, and it's probably going to be loud, and you might hear them in the background, but
But
we're gonna make it
it's
through
the most
nonetheless.
adorable little baby, I will say.
It is the most
Gwen,
adorable baby.
wow.
And she got
You
in
did
on
share a few. She got what?
she got in on the ground floor of Operation Game Night merch. She got the very first Operation Game Night merch, besides Clay's hat, I guess. But
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
two pieces of merch out there. I'm glad to be
That's
in
right.
company with Gwen.
highly coveted,
Yeah.
highly coveted. But we have a great show for you today. We are going to debrief our weeks. Then we're going to have a head-to-head KOA selection where we pitch Jared Erickson a board game that he should buy. We've got two hot games for him to choose from. And then we're going to go over the fence very quickly. And then I'm going to split because we are going to watch the Lions game. So,
Oh, who's a
Oh.
Lions fan?
Rachel. Rachel's from Michigan. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right. She doesn't seem like she's from
Yeah.
Michigan. She seems like a Pennsylvania girl.
yeah, not a Michigander anymore.
Yeah.
No.
She still holds up her hand when she does the Michigan
Oh,
thing. So
that's cute.
Where is
how you
she
know.
from? I want to know.
Show me
she's from
Not the
here-
UP, right?
Here,
right there.
Like-
Grand Rapids area
yeah.
by Lake Michigan.
Now that we
Okay.
have
Anyways.
video,
Nice.
some people, the people that are into looking at our faces, will get to see that
That's right.
display of Rachel on the hand map.
That's right. Yeah, if you care about Michigan geography, go ahead and tune into YouTube. So Clay, debrief your week in gaming for me.
Gosh, I high level debrief. Played a ton of games. I'm just gonna go through all the games I played just to show off quick, and then
Let's hit it.
I'll pick one to talk about. I gotta bring up the BG Stats app. That's how many I've been into this week. Let's look at my plays here.
BG Stats, is that your app that you use to track all your plays?
Yeah. So played some Chicken a couple times with the family. If you're familiar with that game from Keymaster Games, great little push your luck game. Awesome packaging too. It comes in a little tube. Played River
Nice.
Valley Glassworks 4 times. Just got that this week.
Nice.
Played Revive, crunchy Euro game. Just played that yesterday. That was crazy. And then played Parade, fun little card game. and some more green team wins. So I've been at it this week, working hard for the pod.
That's awesome.
Oh,
You want to talk
and I
about one of
played
those?
and I played Tapestry, which was
Oh,
probably going to
dang.
be the one I was going to talk about.
Yeah, that's probably I wanted to hear about most was Mama Mare busting out a 3 hundo on Tapestry. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was
Like
gross.
that was dope. And that inspired me actually to create a BGA Tapestry with Mary and Clay just because I want to see that in action.
Oh, thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
I didn't think you were into
Hey,
that type
BGA
of thing.
says it's best at 3.
Oh,
Yeah, BGA
okay.
says
Well,
best at 3, which I might maybe I'll just pull Clay out of it, and it could be me, you, and Mare. You know what I'm saying?
I hope
Come
Mary
on.
wipes the table with you guys.
All right, so now for the
Yeah,
viewers.
which this is coming off the heels of me sending a an Instagram post to who I thought was just Clay, and it actually was Clay and Travis. And so there's just I've been nonstop this week giving Travis the shaft.
It's
So
all
I
right.
apologize.
It's all right. Everybody else gets free board games. Everybody else gets game invites, and as the I'm just here as the host. That's all I'm good for. So
You're
enjoy
just
your
here to
gaming,
welcome
everybody.
some. Welcoming us into your home. Like that's why I like when you welcome us to the podcast. I feel like I'm in that home in Germany right now, even though the
Yes.
sun's already down. It appears, and
Oh yes. It's been gloomy all day.
oh yeah. Sorry, Clayton. I digress. Please
No, no, it's all good.
debrief
I
us.
I am going to talk about Tapestry now. Sorry if there's a little less fluidity to this operation this week. I am familiarizing myself with this whole recording setup and the YouTube thing, so I'm trying to get the screen shared so the people that are watching can see some beautiful pictures of Tapestry as I speak about it. But anyway, Tapestry is from one of our favorite publishers here at Stonemeyer
Oh, yeah.
Games, designed by Jamie Stegmeyer, the owner of Stonemeyer Games, and it was put out in 2019. So Tapestry it's a civilization themed game. I wouldn't say it's a civilization
Mm.
game. So essentially in Tapestry you have this huge board laid out in front of you that has four along the four edges are four different tracks that you're going to be going up. The whole game is essentially just going up tracks. So when you're playing Tapestry, your turns are pretty simple in what you're deciding to do. If you have resources, you're probably going to pick one of those four tracks and move your marker up one space and do what the icons say. And this game's pretty nice. I would okay, so it's nice once you know it because the rulebook's actually fairly thin for what is a pretty hefty game. Like I said, it's not hard
Oh yeah.
to know what actions or what you can do on your turn, but there's like a million different icons and iconography that it's almost like learning a new language to play Tapestry and know
Yeah.
what's going on. Yeah. So each turn you have four tracks, and on each of those tracks you move up, there'll be icons showing what will happen when you move up on that track. And once you know them, it's pretty smooth flowing, like simple stuff. You're going to be expanding out on this shared map, exploring it, and then you can conquer different territories with your little military outposts. You can gather these technology cards that will give you ongoing abilities, or well, not ongoing abilities, but they trigger. Um, so you go through these eras, and you're using your resources to move up the tracks. And when you no longer can move up the tracks, you go to a income phase, and then you go through this process where you activate your civilization ability, you score your points during this phase, you play a tapestry card to the new era that will give you a benefit for that next era, and you get new resources. And so everything you're doing is kind of building up these actions you're going to be taking during that income phase. So there's this little city map you have that you're filling out with these amazing, let me find a picture. Okay, there it is. For the people on YouTube, you can see these beautiful painted minis on a city map, and
Oh,
you are
it's beautiful.
you're trying to fill out these columns and rows on the city map because that will score you points during the income phase as well. Um, and then you have these little, almost like scythe, if you're familiar with how you can upgrade your player mat by taking pieces off of it to put onto the board. You're kind of doing that with these buildings that you take off of your player mat and you put them onto your city mat. And so that helps you with your scoring there, but it also helps you when you get resources and points in the income phase. The more of those buildings you have off, the more points you're getting. So again, that's pretty procedural. Not a lot to think about during the income phase. You're just reaping the rewards of what you've done during your action phases and moving up those tracks. And so the crux of the game is trying to figure out how to efficiently move up these tracks and maximize your resources, because there's ways to do it that are going to, like Mary figured out in the last game, allow you to just cascade these turns and score these ridiculous points. I posted about it on my Instagram, but the first time we played this game, it was completely lost on me. Like I would just pick a track, go up. I was happy. We were done the game in like 30 minutes and I scored like 30 points. And I saw online people posting about scoring 200 plus points on the regular. I was like, that's impossible. But the more you play the game, the more you see, the more you see these opportunities to create those efficiencies and take those extra turns. And it's just this crazy puzzle. And once you unlock it, it really is fun to figure out how to like maximize your point scoring potential. And yeah, like Mary.
Like Mare, she like maxed out her like capital city, like her city board, right? No more spaces left on this like huge, was it like 9 by 9 square grid thing
Yeah,
that's, or is
yeah,
it bigger than that? I
it's a
can't
nine by
remember.
nine. Yeah, and yeah, doing
Yeah.
that. I mean,
It was beautiful.
and if you create the efficiencies that you need to, like, it's no good to fill out your city map if you don't have uncovered the spaces on your player mat that score you points for the city mat. So again, it's just all about, this game's just about creating those efficiencies. Um, and the cool thing is that I've grown to love about it is there are all the, I mean, I have everything for this game. There's been like 3 or 4 expansions maybe, and each one has come with different civilizations and different city maps. So at the start of the game, you each get this unique um, city map and unique civilization that kind of guide you in a certain direction for the game and give you different benefits, which are super fun to explore, but also have created some of the biggest complaints about this game from the general board gaming community. If you're a try hard that wants to always win and wants everything to be fair and balanced, you will probably hate Tapestry, because you'll see you'll see people doing these abilities and turns that you're like, what in the world? My thing sucks. Yours is awesome, and they have done their best to try and balance these different civilizations. So with the latest expansion on the rule book, and you can find these online too if you don't have the expansion, but there's um, adjustments that you need to make if you're playing with a certain civilization at the start of the game. So maybe you start with like 20 points on the score track already just off the hop, because your civilization might not be as strong as the one Mary was playing with last time. Mary's was so good she had to lose a resource to start the game, and she still managed to run circles around me.
Drop 100 to
Yeah,
300.
she
Jeez.
dropped a 300 on me. So that's something to think
So
about.
is that like on BGA they like you can, well, some of the options before you start the game is like don't use this thing, and that's like a
Yeah.
civilization that's like too overpowered that you're like, no, we'll keep that out of the deck, I guess. Is that
I've never
what
looked
that
at
is?
I've never looked at the options, but I would make sense
Mm.
if there were those options on BGA. Are you saying you've seen that?
I think I've seen it, and also like even Castles of Burgundy, there's like a option to exclude a certain starting player mat thing that
Yeah.
like apparently is just too overpowered that make it
Yeah.
that person gonna win every time. But
So, yeah, in conclusion on Tapestry, I've enjoyed this game more every time I've played it, and that's mainly just because of the variety of civilizations that you can play with. And once you know the iconography, it's actually pretty smooth to play. Like I said, you just pick one of those tracks to move up and do what it says. Um, if if you don't like that type of imbalance in games, that's something to consider. Also, the theme is it's there, but it's not integrated in a way that some would find um, appropriate. I've heard a lot of people complain about the fact that when you're doing like you're getting technology cards that say you've like invented a space shuttle, but meanwhile you're in era one in the technology track or science track. So
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the beautiful minis, the differing gameplay that all the different civilizations give you, and like the bombastic point scoring potentials you can unlock. And it really is rewarding when you do that. And the other thing to mention, I'm not a game strategist, and certainly not for this game, but it seems like you have to kind of pick a lane and go with it. Like you
Yeah.
can like I am usually a two-track guy. Like I will try and move up two of the tracks, and the other two I more or less ignore. And that's kind of how I've gotten okay at playing the game. There might be better ways to play it, but I don't know
how
that
did Mary do it? Did Mary tap out any of these tracks? And how many?
Mary was hitting the science track hard.
Mm.
So take that for
Is
what
that
you
the one where
will.
you roll that die
Yeah, yeah, you roll the
or no?
science die.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
So
Love
And
anyway,
that.
you're just a two-track pony.
I'm a
Two-track
two-track
pony
pony.
Clay. That's what we call
I
him.
can't I can't manage three tracks. I'm not there for three tracks. But anyway, that's Tapestry, Stonemeyer Games. It's been out for a while. It's beautiful, and I think you should check it out if you like trying to work out those kind of efficiency puzzles.
And it has a great implementation on BGA. So if
Yeah.
you have a subscription to Board Game Arena, hop on that if you want to give it a try, because that is a good way to learn that game. I think they do a great job of onboarding and making
Yep.
your decision process clear. So check that out if you're interested.
True that.
And shout out if you are on BJ, please ask Travis to play Tapestry with you because
Somebody
I'm an
please play a
asshole.
game with me.
Jared's just out here leaving our leader behind.
He just shoots from the hip all the time, and I get left out.
Okay,
Anyways,
so
Jared, debrief your week because I do care about you, even though you might not care about me.
well, speaking of chaos, okay, one of my buddies, he stayed the night a couple weeks back, and I wasn't here. Like me and the family went to Alabama, but he stayed the night at our place. And he's like, "Hey, I need to borrow a belt," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's either in my closet. It's probably still attached to some jeans that might be underneath my bed, or it could be in my drawers." And he's like, "Yeah, that checks out with your personality." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like my personality is chaos. Like even the location of my belt just helps inform you about everything you need to know about Jared
It's just how
Erickson.
your brain
So
works.
yeah, it's complete chaos. Yes, and it's probably very difficult to work with me or for me. So apologies to all those who have been and will continue to have to work with this monster. But debriefing my week, I did have some of my good friends here in Alabama come over for a game night. They have a little I don't think he's quite yet 2 years old, but that Mama Bear is like 9 months pregnant. She needs to deliver this baby as soon as possible. But some of the benefits of that is he's got in-laws in town, so they put little Jerome to bed early, and Luke and Brittany came over for a game night, and I was actually inspired by Travis. I was influenced. We got out Super Mega.
Yes.
I think we talked about it last week, so no need to deep dive on any of that. But just a fun game that you can keep talking while you're essentially playing bingo in my head.
Yeah.
And you're just playing bingo, you're chatting, having a good time, and still, a little tiny bit of competitiveness. And so then we transitioned from a little bit of Super Mega Lucky Box to Dice Miner, which I think that's another one we've already talked about. But just solid party games that can get the juices flowing. I got my mouse pad out. It was a great weekend for board gaming. I'll say that. But I'm gonna try and sneak in at least get out the Steam and the tabletop simulator.
Oh yeah.
Cole's been chirping like he wants to get some Dead Reckoning done, and so I'm gonna try and squeeze it in some way. I don't know. We'll see.
Is
We'll see
he
what
does
what
he play
happens.
that on Tabletop Simulator?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. But we know that it exists, and so
Hmm.
we're gonna give it a college try. And I am
Yeah, we
in
should
no
figure that
way,
out.
shape, or form ready to tell you about Dead Reckoning. So
Come
I'll
on,
leave that
Jared.
for
Let's
later.
hear it. Walk us through
I
the.
haven't even really, I haven't played it yet. How can I debrief something that hasn't happened? That's a
You've played it in the
pre-brief.
That's a
past.
pre-brief. That's a pre-brief, Clay.
You've, yeah. I want the pre-brief on Dead Reckoning, Jared.
Hey, bylaws and our customer base will riot. Okay, so
That's fair.
Well,
anyways,
I
that's my
took
week.
this week. I took some of our own advice from our digital adaptations of board games, and I played a little bit of Digital Wingspan, a little bit of Digital Dune Imperium, a little bit of
Oh,
Digital Root. So I have been dipping my toe into the digital adaptations realm. Played like 10 games on Board Game Arena all simultaneously. Got some Mountain Goats, some Castles of Burgundy, Can't Stop, Heat, Pedal to the Metal. I just, after talking about those games and how good those adaptations are, I had to dip back in. So, played a whole bunch of those. I know we've kind of beat those all to death. But in person, we did play some Super Mega Lucky Box because my folks are in town. And we finished the game. And here's the review from my mom. She said, quote, that is a good game. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Right
so
on.
as somebody who only
wow,
ever plays Yahtzee, she said that is a good game, and she likes it because
nice.
she's a teacher, and the font on the box reminds her of oh, what is that? Schoolhouse Rock.
You
So she's
hear
Oh
just all about
yeah,
it.
it does.
Yeah.
you hear that,
And
Phil
I'm
then
Walker
just
Harding? It's a
Bill.
good game, according to Travis's
I
mom.
know it's a good game. Put that on the box, Phil.
Yep.
Then we busted out a little bit of Wild Duo, and I wanted to like give that a test run with my mom, and she whooped my butt at all of those games.
Dang.
Um, yeah, she's like, this is just like chess. I hate chess, and then she beat me every single time. So there's definitely some strategy to that I'm not comprehending and not very good at, or maybe I just don't like, I don't know, positioning strategy games like that, or maybe I'm just not good at them. But yeah, she whooped my butt in those games many times. Especially like the Tusk Tussle, where you're like moving the elephants around to
Oh,
create the herds. Yeah, she like smoked me every single time we played that, and I could not figure it out. So, yeah, we got a couple games played, but none that we haven't talked about before. So if you want to check out more in-depth descriptions of any of those games, go back and listen to some of our past episodes.
There
So are
is.
we
yeah.
ready?
No, I'm not ready. I was hoping you guys were going to be
Yeah, do
a
you
little
feel
more
like
verbose about your debriefs.
w- yeah,
Well, I'm just
is it
ceding
is
my
it a little
time to
more extra
you.
pressure?
No, yeah,
I'm
man.
ceding all of my extra time to you to talk about Tapestry. So,
I went
Yes.
on and on about Tapestry, and you let me do it because you know what happened last time we did a board game face-off with Jared. You just let me rattle on about Battlestar Galactica, and then
Yep.
I petered out. And
Oh wow, this is part of his strategy.
and here we go again. I'm stressed.
When you're the host, you get to set the pace.
Oh my
When you're the
God.
host, you get to set the pace. So now we're gonna move in on the mission objective, and we're going to do a Koa selection, where we both pitch Jared similar board games with similar mechanics, and Jared is going to decide which one he would rather buy. He is under no obligation to buy either of these, but he's trying to tell us which one he would buy based on our sales pitch. So,
And sometimes
Jared,
they show up in the mail. I don't know how it happens, but like the game just shows up. Actually, that was from
even
the
when it's
one that
not
I
the one
didn't.
that you
That was
picked.
that's not the one I picked.
That's what makes it even better.
Damn it, Deb.
Oh no! Damn it, Deb.
So today's head-to-head Koa Showdown is I have selected Terracotta Army by Board and Dice. Clay, what game did you pick?
I picked Endless Winter by Fantasia.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Jared, do you have a coin for the coin flip?
Oh, to see if who actually gets to go first or defers.
Yes.
I do
I'll let Clay call it. I'll give him that advantage. I'll let Clay call it.
Jeez.
Okay. Oh boy! Before I dump all my coins on the table here, I'm gonna actually go with the Air Force Academy wrestling coin here.
Excellent.
Heads is the AF. Tails is the Warthog. Okay.
All right.
Tails is the
Clayton.
Warthog. Clayton, call it in the air. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Call it.
Warthog.
He called a
Warthog.
hog.
It's a hog.
All right.
Hogs out. Hogs out, boys.
I'm going to let Travis go first.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, so much pressure. So, Jared, I am going to brief you today on Terracotta Army. Terracotta Army was published in 2022 by Board and Dice. Designer is Przemysław Fornal and Adam Kwarpicki. I think they are both of Polish descent. But this is a super thematic worker placement game. Let's get a sound check on
Hold the
some
phone.
headphones.
My headphones died.
Daggone it, Jared.
Having technical difficulties.
Are we ready?
No.
No, go ahead, Travis.
Oh,
He
why are
can't,
you
he
doing
can't
this?
hear you. We got you back yet,
Try
Jared?
now. I got you. I'm here. I'm here. See, this is the struggles with the YouTube, the video. I feel like there's like more pressure to do it live, you know?
No, that's cool.
The video had nothing to
margin
do with
for
your
error.
headphones dying. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about Terracotta Army. Terracotta Army is a super thematic game about building the Terracotta Army to send the Emperor into the afterlife. It was published in 2022 by Board and Dice, and designers is Przemysław Fornal and Adam Kwarpicki. They are both of Polish descent, I believe. But Emperor Qin Shi Huang has passed away, and you are running a guild of artisans that are tasked with building his terracotta army to escort him into the afterlife. So, first off, this game combines worker placement with resource management, with area control, and you are leading your little guild that's responsible for building these different warriors for the terracotta army. So first off, the board is beautiful. Everything is very like rustic looking. It's all kind of clay tones, lots of greens and reds and oranges. But the real highlight of the board itself is this rondelle that has 3 spinning layers to it. I'm going to hold it up.
What? Yeah, I need some visual here.
So if you've never seen this board, you can go onto YouTube and watch this video and see what it looks like. But it has a spinning rondelle in the middle that allows you
Whoa.
to adjust the actions that you take on your turn.
Seriously, you're bringing
So what
props
you're
now?
going to do, I just have the game next to me. I'm just prepared, Clay. So on your turn, you can adjust the slider to maximize your turns, and you're going to place your workers on this outside ring. You'll notice that there's small and large meeple spaces on the outside ring. The smalls are for the apprentice workers that can then be upgraded to master crafters, or I don't know, the more senior workers that can take extra actions and can block the apprentice workers from going to those spaces.
Mhm.
And the resource that you're using in this game, you have money, and of course, because you're building a clay army, a terracotta army, you have clay tiles. So as you get these clays and you're spinning them to build the warriors for the terracotta army, if you do not spend them before the end of your turn,
He's not listening to you, Travis. That's
Yeah.
he's not even listening to the pitch.
you've lost him.
Sorry. Sorry.
Killing me.
Remember I was late from brunch. The child is back. Yes.
So
So
the resource that you're using to build these terracotta warriors is, of course, clay. And
Good name.
if you can't use the clay at the end of your turn or at the end of the round, your clay will dry out. So the clay has two-sided tiles, a wet and a dry side. So if you don't use it, it's going to dry out. But there's actions you can take on the rondelle to keep your clay wet between rounds and keep it viable
moist.
for producing more terracotta warriors. Now,
Hey,
I have another
I'm
problem.
trying to keep this PG as much as I can. Okay, this
Yeah,
is
Jared, control yourself.
thinking about clay. I'm thinking about
So you might be worried that when you're laying out your warriors on this board, or that you have it stored in the box, it's going to get messy and weird. But the box comes with these nice little sliders that have the warriors built into them, so you can draft them from this row and pull them out and place them on the grid that is the terracotta army. And there's 4 different kind of suits of warriors, and along the side you earn different points based on when you draft these warriors for your army.
Okay.
And each of these does different things. There's, the warrior, there's the archer, there's the pike. And the cool thing about it is that on the side of this insert, it'll tell you what each of the warriors does right there on the side. So you don't even have to pull them out of this thing to know what they're doing or how they play against one another.
And that was included with the box, the base.
It's included. It's all included.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
So then, when you build these warriors, you're laying them out on this big grid. And the grid, you're trying to earn area majority, both in the lines and columns, but also in the different 4 quadrants. So you're trying to strategically place these warriors so that they earn points off of one another. They're placed certain distances away from one another. Archers need to be further apart. Warriors need to be together. If you need to take up more space in one of the quadrants, they have excellent horse meeples or horse miniatures that you can place your warrior on.
And so are you and your opponents putting your terracotta army on the same mat?
Yes. So that's the thing.
So you're competing. So it's like a double worker placement game.
Yes. So once you build the terracotta warrior, you're placing it onto the grid for scoring advantages. There's special terracotta warriors like the musician and the priest and these different ones that score differently. Some are all 8 spaces around, some are distances away, some are, they do different things. But it's a really complex system that's super thematic and a great resource management, worker placement, area majority game. The great thing about this is the production. All these pieces are freaking beautiful, and they're really cool, and they are large, and they look awesome at the table, especially if you play multiplayer and you have a whole terracotta army built out on this grid. The other cool thing is that the storage is great, but one of the big benefits of purchasing this game is that it's not available digitally, sadly.
Mm.
Now, Clay will tell you
Mm.
that, Endless Winter is not available digitally. It is available on Tabletopia,
Nobody wants to
and
play
if
there.
you want something similar to, you know, Endless Winter, you have Architects of the West Kingdom right there on BGA. It's free. You already
Similar?
own the subscription. It's pretty similar.
There
I mean,
is
same
nothing.
designer. It's in the same line.
Are you are you
So,
talking about the right game?
Terracotta Army has great production, a great theme. It's got cool actions that you can take. The decision cycle is great. You can do a little take that with the blocking spaces with your master artisans. And altogether, it has a super deep strategy,
That's your
and
time.
this game is great. So, Terracotta Army.
I am
What was the Architects of what that was
no.
on BJ?
Architects of the West Kingdom.
What are you talking about? I'm now convinced you don't even know what game I'm talking about.
I do.
Endless Winter Paleo Americans?
Yeah.
And you think that Architects of the West Kingdom is a suitable stand-in
Pseudo
for?
sub?
Tell
Yeah.
me why it's not then, Clay. Let's hear it.
Listen, Jared, he said a lot of things about a
I'm listening.
run-of-the-mill Euro game. It's as bland as they come. But if you first answer me this, Jared, do you love Dune
Yeah,
Imperium?
I love it.
Do you love Lost Ruins of Arnak?
It's my favorite game ever.
What do
How
they
about a
have?
game that's nothing like those two?
Uh, okay, this game, Endless Winter, got lost in the shuffle. They all came out about the same time, and they all have two things in common. They have worker placement combined with deck building. So if you like Dune
What?
Imperium and you like Lost Ruins of Arnak because of that combination, that sweet combination of getting cards for their abilities and that also lets you go take actions on a map, then Endless Winter Paleo Americans is the third in that line, and arguably I think it's the best produced in that line. I mean, you got to pull this up, Jared. I got it up here for the viewers on YouTube, but it is a beautiful production by Fantasia. It's got great inserts for all your people, all the different things you're placing on the board. But that's all superficial. I know you don't care about that. Travis spent a lot of time talking about Terracotta Army's beauty, so I won't belabor it. But what you will like is the variety of Euro mechanism goodness going on here. We have tracks that you're going up to score points at the end, just like Lost Ruins of Arnak. You have a fun little hunting mini game you can do where you're collecting animals from the hunting ground, and when you get sets of them at the end of the game, you'll score points for them. There's rare animals, there's common animals. Fun little piece of it. There's this big map that you're competing to explore against the other tribes and settle that will give you like an engine building aspect in between each round. I got ahead of myself.
Okay.
Let me go back to the basics. So there's 4 rounds. Each you have 3 workers that you can place each round. And then in between rounds there's an eclipse phase. And the way you set up your eclipse phase can score you a bunch of points and get you a bunch of benefits in that eclipse phase as you take your actions with your workers. So the 3 main things you can do with your workers are get new cards, go to the hunting ground, establish area control on this map. And when you place a worker, there is actually 3 steps to that action. There's one action in the column that lets you take an action set amount of times based on the resources you have. So your resources are food and tools. And so you can take an action however many times, whether that's gather as many cards as you want. Then there's the step down from that, and that's an action you can take one time on your turn. And then if you're the first person to take that action in a round, there's one more step you can take that gives you even more benefits. So you're kind of trying to set yourself up so when you take these turns, you can capitalize on all three of the actions that are available there and set up your eclipse phase so that you can score more points and gain more prestige for your tribe as you try to survive in this frozen wasteland. Oh, and there's one more little like mini game aspect. So you got your track, you got your area control, and then there's this little like monolith building thing. And all these different mini games, although they seem disparate, they all have interwoven mechanisms that will chain together and benefit you as you come up with the perfect turns to maximize. You get 12 turns this whole game, and that's it. So you have to be efficient.
This seems pretty simple.
Yeah, it's simple. You pick a thing, you go down it, and you try to, again, if you're, it's like kind of like Tapestry in that way. If you're not being efficient about your actions, you can easily get left behind. But I know that if there's one thing about you, Jared, it's that you like to figure out those efficient turns and how to squeeze the most out of every little resource and card to make those 12 turns matter. So anyway, a far better game than Terracotta Army. And Jared, let's be real, you could not handle having Terracotta Army because that moist and dry clay thing would go, it would derail the game for you every time. I see.
We ready for rebuttals?
Yeah.
Yield the time back.
All right. Clay will tell you that this is like Dune Imperium or these other games that you love. He's trying to appeal to your emotions, okay? Terracotta Army is thematic and has a great puzzle behind it, and the mechanics will speak for themselves. You like Foundations of Rome? It's got a placement puzzle that's kind of like Foundations of Rome mixed with a worker placement. Okay? 2022 had some banger games that year, and Clay will tell you that that's third in a line. I think it's a number 2, okay? Dump it, flush it. It's a number 2 stinker.
Whoa! Get out of here. Wow, Travis. Holy moly.
There are many, many games that are very similar to Endless Winter, and Terracotta Army stands alone both in theme and action selection. I cede my time.
Jared.
Clay, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I've got final thoughts. He keeps prattling on about theme. What could be more boring than making a tomb for, what is it, Travis? You're building a little stone army for
a dead emperor.
One of the greatest empires of the last 1,000 years.
I almost fell asleep.
The Middle Kingdom?
Oh, it's way longer than that.
I almost fell asleep when you were talking about the theme. In Endless Winter,
you're talking about tracks and then the card and then you move up the track again.
Yeah,
boring.
Tracks are
Flush
fun.
it.
Everybody loves tracks, and the theme is much better. I mean, you're trying to survive as a tribe in this desolate wasteland. You're hunting. You're getting culture cards that give you benefits. You're gathering food. You're getting tools. I mean, come on. You're not just playing with clay. And as a
I the way I see it today is either way, clay wins. Clay comes on top.
That's true.
At the end of today. Wait, I'm not. I haven't made my decision.
I made a terrible mistake picking a game that mentioned clay too much. Now I rewired your brain.
You got clay on the mind.
Okay.
He's a dusty, dried out clay. He's not even moist.
I just did a quick Amazon search. They're both around $60, but Endless Winter is actually on sale right now for $44.99.
Do you know what type of a steal that is for the level of
selling?
production?
They have to get rid of it.
It's not selling because it
Paleo-Americans.
It got lost. Everybody wanted to talk about deck builder worker placement. Lost Ruins of Arnak, Dune Imperium, and they forgot about Endless Winter and how great it is.
So Travis, no decks, no randomized drawing of cards.
Nope, big mistake,
No
Travis.
randomized drawing of cards. This is more
Mm.
like, I would say it's akin to like your Feast for Odin's, where you are
Don't even invoke that.
selecting the
Oh.
correct places to go to maximize what you're doing every round to build out your puzzle with the different terracotta soldiers.
Couldn't be more different
Yes.
than Feast for Odin.
Okay.
Except they
Okay.
both
Oh, they're
look
both
I,
boring.
worker
I
placements.
Jared, you're out of the video now.
He's gone.
I need a big reveal.
Well, I don't know if we'll be able to see you
I
because you have this background.
I just need to put my jacket on because I think I might need an endless winter. I need to warm
Oh,
myself up for the endless winter.
yes. You were doomed, Travis. I had that one in the bag. What drove your decision, Jared?
Okay. Let me just go. I do keep sheets during the Koa selection. Okay. To help me keep my mind straight. I love the idea of the rondelle. I didn't even know that was a word I could use in board games. Rondelle. And I will say, Clay, he did get you on the salesmanship of visual aids. I saw that box. It's included
Yeah.
a organization system pre-built. This was a tough one for me, and I didn't take this decision lightly. Um, but the deck building got me going. I love a deck building game that your cards help influence other like parts of the game, and I like the idea of also like the tapestry, what we were talking about earlier. Like you have these different mini games that might seem individualized, but they do weave in together, and you can't just focus on one aspect.
Yep.
Um, both of them look really cool. The just the pictures that I'm seeing online, the minifigs in Terracotta look pretty awesome. But I mean, there's also minifigs in Endless Winter.
Yep.
The gameplay too is a little bit. It says that it's only 60 to 90 minutes for Endless Winter. Maybe Terracotta Army a little more in depth. Might be more complex. Big boy game night. I could see
Oh yeah,
myself getting on
it's definitely a big boy
Terracotta.
game night game.
I think these
Oh yeah.
both
Well,
these games fall in a very similar weight and production value
Yeah.
range. I feel like you would like both of them at the end of the day because
yes.
Yeah.
they're good crunchy games that reward careful planning and understanding the system. But
Yeah.
Endless Winter, I mean, I pretty much had a rabbit in my hat when I invoked the name of Dune Imperium and Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Trying to
I know
take a
he
shortcut.
primed me,
I almost didn't even have to do
and
anything
I
else.
mean, uh, Odin. You know, Feast
Next
for Odin.
time,
He almost
next
got
time,
me.
next time, I'm just gonna go. If you love Gemma at all, you'll pick this game.
Oh
It's the
my
same. It's
gosh.
the same thing. He's just pulling at your heartstrings.
I know this big man's got a
Yeah.
big heart and he is easily tugged.
Oh,
All right.
I
Well,
love it. You guys.
well fought.
Oh, was
Well
that? Does
fought.
that mean that we're one for one? You
We're
each
one and
have
one.
one win.
Yeah.
1-1.
Mm. Who's going to be the conference champion? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. We'll have to see how we shake out after December, and then maybe we'll do a annual award for best pitches, most pitches won for the year.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty
Yes.
good about that victory.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and go over the fence, shall we? Let's wrap this show up. So, Jared, what else you been doing besides board gaming?
Well, things are getting really exciting over here in the Erickson household. We're a couple days away from a Euro trip of our own. So, really looking forward to. We're going to London, foggy London town. to enjoy ourselves. Probably gonna get out there to the West End, see a couple plays. Gonna try and what we'll probably end up doing is just one of us watches Gemma while the other one goes to a play. But I am torn between Hamilton and Les Mis. Les Mis I saw when a couple of years was almost 10 years ago at this point. But speaking of a rondel, they got this circular stage that moves in Les Mis on the West End. And they're kind of like marching, but they're staying in one spot because the stage is rotating. Yeah, it gets me going. It gets me fired up.
That's cool.
So what else we're gonna do? It's just we love London. It's our favorite like city anywhere we've been, anywhere in Europe. Dare I say the world? I don't know. I like Seoul a lot, but London it's got a special spot in our hearts. So that's what we're gearing up for. We're excited about it. And also Thanksgiving's around the corner too. So it's my that's what I've been doing outside of board gaming.
Nice. Any like reason that you're taking the trip or just vacation?
We've been trying to go to London for like years, and it got canceled because of COVID, and also because of my short tour to Korea. So now we actually have time set apart on the calendar. We've got the tickets booked. There's no knock on wood deployments or any military things that are going to jack that up. So
Cool.
yeah,
Clay,
that's
go
my
over
over
the
the
fence. Tell me
fence.
what you've been doing outside of board gaming.
Okay. Over the fence. I don't want to keep invoking the Munchkin play, but it has consumed our last 2 weekends, and today is the grand finale, the closing ceremonies of the Wizard of Oz at
Wow.
Sunrise Methodist Church. um, so looking forward to that. The kids normally do their part and they're done in like the first hour, and then we take them out and leave because um, it's a long time, like a 3 hour play or musical. And
Jeez.
today we are going to, after they finish their Munchkin scene, bring them into the audience so they can watch the whole thing. And they're pretty excited about it. And I'm excited about it. I watched it on opening night and had a blast. I mean, you guys remember Chris? I think Chris Dong, he sang at our
He
promotion
sang
ceremony.
at our
Yeah.
promotion
Yeah,
ceremony.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that roped us into this, and he's the scarecrow.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's fun watching him up there. And the other actors that play the main roles, they're awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing that again. The Olives are coming to watch today, so hopefully Mason and Isaac
Really?
I've been on them. They keep on messing with their Munchkin socks on stage. I said, if your socks fall down, just leave them. You can't be messing with your socks when you're up there. But the life of a stage dad's hard.
Yes. Theater dad. That's
Theater dad.
quite the move for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mason has been propositioned for a critical role in some local improv coming up in December.
Ooh,
He's going to be
excellent.
Kid Scrooge in a adaptation of A Christmas Story. So
That's amazing.
we've been running lines for that. Once you get the acting stink on you, people just people think Mason's
Yeah.
an actor now. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Travis, what's been happening?
He could be taking care of you.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the goal. Do anything besides wrestle, really.
Well, we've had family just coming in and out of the house for a month now, so we haven't had a whole lot of extra time. But this morning I did watch a board game movie that is a German film called Blame the Game. It's kind of like a German adaptation of the Game Night movie that hit the U.S.
Okay.
What's that? Who's that got?
Jason
Sudeikis and
Jason
Jennifer
Bateman.
Jason Bateman, yeah.
And Rachel
Jason
McAdams.
Bateman and Jennifer Aniston.
No.
I'm like way off. Rachel McAdams
Yeah.
and Jason Bateman. Yes.
This is why
it's
you
kind of like a
can't
German
do your
adaptation
own-
of that.
You can't start your video podcast yet or your movie podcast.
I
until you
know.
can
I
get
gotta
these
get
actors
things.
right.
Well, I haven't seen that movie in like 10 years,
Nor have I,
but yeah, this
I
is
never forget Jason.
yeah, that's very true. Um, but this is a German adaptation of that, and it was definitely not as good. But it's on Netflix if you want to go ahead and watch that. It's got German humor to it, so it's very dry, but it's got some funny
Hmm.
moments, and it's more of a love story than I think the original game that is. It's like a will they, won't they type thing. They meet, they have a meet cute, and then she invites him over for her friend's game night that then gets crazier and crazier. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. And then lately, I've gotten the urge to start tinkering with electronics again and start like ripping open Game Boys and stuff. So I
Oh,
might
Ooh.
I might have to start doing that again. I have like my little iFixit kit, which is a cool company that makes like stuff for tinkering with electronics. They have like mini screwdrivers and all the special screwdriver heads and stuff. And I might start ripping open Game Boys and stuff and modding them. So
Can you
yeah,
put a
more
new
to come on that.
battery in my iPhone by chance?
Yeah, I have the skills to do that. Yeah,
he has the skills.
Yeah, I'll send it to Germany.
yeah. There's probably an easier solution to that, but yeah. So not a whole lot going on over here. Just tinkering and watching movies.
Getting all the cuddles that you can. Soak
Yeah,
them in.
get them in.
Oh,
You would.
someday
We
you'll
did
end
it.
up being a theater dad. Oh, we
Yeah,
did.
maybe.
We did it.
Well, if
Theater.
it sounds like a herd of elephants is in my living room right now, it's because we are getting ready for dinner. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Episode 14 of Operation Game Night. Thank you guys for joining me. I have been Travis. He has been Jared. He has been Clay.
Jared gave a salute for the listener.
I know. He's trying to be direct, dramatic.
Let's be real. The only reason why Clay won today is because I wanted to put on my fancy dancy Air Force prep Letterman jacket that I got in the mail from Korea the other day. So
I'll get out of here. All right, we're shutting down.
All right. We're out.
Later.